It's sudden, but I wonder if anyone has an unforgettable love. I, Shota Shinohara, have someone I loved in high school who I still can't forget.
Fujikawa-san, do you have a moment after school? I have something to discuss regarding the student council. Yes, I understand.
She's the one I love, Ayame Fujikawa. She's smart, beautiful, reliable, and kind, making her incredibly popular with classmates, upperclassmen, and underclassmen alike. But I couldn't be honest with my feelings. The reason was obvious.
Shinohara-kun, let's compete in this end-of-term test too.
Again? Well, I won't lose this time either, so bring it on. Damn, I did it again. Can't I say it more kindly? We always compete for the top test scores, and I've always been first, while Fujikawa is second. Because of this, Fujikawa sees me as a rival, and I naturally started competing with her, turning us into rivals. So I thought she would challenge me again, but for several days, Fujikawa didn't speak to me at all. I found it strange, so I decided to talk to her myself. Then,
I've decided to stop challenging you. It's childish, right? So please don't talk to me anymore.
huh? Sure, we're already in our second year of high school, and being childish is not ideal. But isn't this a bit extreme? That said, it's not like we were having any other conversations. So without the competition, we won't even interact anymore? What the hell is this? Was I the only one enjoying this? Was it just my misunderstanding that Fujikawa was enjoying it too? Or did my words hurt her? I couldn't be honest with my feelings and ended up watching Fujikawa laugh with her friends in regret. Then, the one who called me, lost in thought, was my junior, Riri Uchiyama. She always calls out to me whenever she sees me. Uchiyama-san, what's up?
Would you like to go out with me sometime? How about this Saturday?
She invites me sweetly, but I can't think of anyone other than Fujikawa. So I casually turned her down and went home. Time passed, and graduation day arrived. Fujikawa and I were heading to different universities, so our paths diverged as soon as we graduated from high school. I wanted to talk to her properly, but after that incident, I couldn't muster up the courage to speak to her. We were in different classes, so we didn't see each other much anymore. Seeing her smile from a distance, laughing with her friends, made my chest ache. Take care, Fujikawa. To whisper that phrase to her as I walked past her. That's all I could do.
What? Ayame, why are you suddenly crying? Don't cry. Let's hang out even after graduation, okay? Promise me? Yeah, right.
I could only speak to her in a confrontational tone. After being avoided and being in different classes, I became a coward and couldn't take any steps forward. The lame guy who could only say goodbye for a brief moment hid his feelings deep inside. And now, I've graduated from university, I'm in my second year of working, and feeling slightly disheartened by my paycheck after taxes, I live a mundane life. Phew, I'm so exhausted today. My joints hurt, maybe from sitting at my desk too long and my muscles stiffening. Come to think of it, didn't I get a letter from the city hall? A health promotion program by the city, an invitation for a dental checkup. Now that I think about it, I haven't been to the dentist in years because I've been so busy. The first visit is subsidized and free. I guess I'll go. And so, I decided to get a dental checkup on my next day off. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision, something I might have normally overlooked, but I had no idea it would lead to an unexpected turn of events. Saturday of that week, I went to a new dental clinic that opened in front of the station, and when I saw the receptionist, I was shocked. Huh? You are...
May I have your insurance card and appointment card, please?
There was no mistaking it. She was Ayame Fujikawa, the girl I knew.
Please have a seat and wait until your name is called.
Oh, okay. I was dealt with briskly at the reception, leaving me unable to speak to her, so I headed to the waiting room. Looking closely, she's definitely Fujikawa. She looks a bit different with makeup, but I'm sure it's her.
Shota Shinohara-san, please come in.
Called by the dental hygienist, I went for my examination, still thinking about Fujikawa.
You've got a few cavities. It's better to come in regularly so we can treat them little by little.
I see. I can come once a week. Would that be okay?
Of course. Let's gradually make them better.
After finishing my treatment that day, I waited to be called for payment. Knowing that someone I had loved for years was so close by made me restless.
Shinohara-san, sorry for the wait.
Yes! Called for payment. I knew I would regret it if I left without saying anything, so I decided to speak up. You're Ayame Fujikawa, right? I'm Shinohara. We were in the same class in our second year of high school. I couldn't hide my nerves. I knew I sounded lame, but I couldn't help it.
Yeah, I remember. It's been a while.
Thank goodness. I'm glad you remember. Fujikawa seemed uncomfortable as she averted her gaze when I spoke to her, but just knowing she remembered made me ecstatic. Here, this is my contact info. If you want, reach out sometime?
Huh?
But I'll be coming here once a week now, so don't feel pressure to contact me if you don't want to. Well, good luck with your work. I handed her my contact info and left the dental clinic. Finally, I could talk to her normally. I might have grown a little. Recalling the sweet and bittersweet feelings of high school love, I felt my heart race. And so, I started going to the dental clinic once a week. Fujikawa, thanks for contacting me after that.
Yeah?
After reconnecting, we no longer spoke in the confrontational manner we did in high school. Fujikawa's reactions were much quieter than before. Perhaps it's because I could talk normally now. My cavity treatment went smoothly. Time passed quickly as I looked forward to seeing Fujikawa each time, and finally, the last day of my treatment arrived.
So today's your last day, huh?
Fujikawa smiled as she handed the final payment. Her expressions had become much softer over time.
I won't be coming here next week. Would it be too forward to say I'm a bit sad about that?
Hey, Fujikawa.
Huh? What is it?
I motioned for her to come closer, and she leaned in slightly. I whispered softly, "I'll call you tonight."
Huh?
Not wanting to disrupt her work, I just said that and smiled at her. With a blush and a small nod, she waved as I left the clinic. And soon after I left, at Fujikawa's workplace...
Fujikawa-chan, morning appointments are almost over. Whoa, your face is red. What happened? That's... Oh, did something happen when Shinosada-san was here?
Fujikawa's colleagues teased her as they grinned. That night... Hey, if it's okay with you, would you like to go to the summer festival with me? I gathered the courage to invite Fujikawa out on a date while on a call that night.
The summer festival? You mean the one they hold near here every year?
Yeah, I thought it would be nice to go with you, Fujikawa. Do you not want to?
No, I'd love to. You know, Shinohara-kun, like I said in my message, I'm sorry for always challenging you in high school, and for suddenly distancing myself.
No, I should apologize. I thought I might have hurt you without realizing it.
No, it wasn't like that. Shinohara-kun wasn't at fault. It's just that...
You don't have to force yourself. If you feel like talking about it someday, you can tell me then. There must have been a reason. Just knowing I hadn't hurt her made me feel content. And so, we promised to go to the summer festival together, and we ended up talking late into the night. On the day of the summer festival, we met up in front of the shrine's torii gate. Maybe I came too early. I even went all out and wore a jinbei. But Fujikawa said she would be wearing a yukata too.
Shinohara-kun! Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries, I haven't been waiting long.
You even wore a jinbei, Shinohara. How does my yukata look? I tried a bit harder with my hairstyle too.
Yeah, it looks great on you. You look cute. Very cute.
Thanks.
She smiled softly, looking genuinely happy when I complimented her. It might have been the first time I'd seen her smile like this. We walked around the festival together for a while, but it seemed like Fujikawa was having trouble walking in her unfamiliar Geta sandals. As expected, it's really crowded here. We might get separated, so if it's okay, I'll go buy something. What would you like to eat?
Huh? Really? Let's see. Maybe takoyaki and chilled pineapple?
Got it. I'll get them, so could you wait here for a bit? You can sit and rest. We made a full circle back to the shrine. I asked Fujikawa to wait at a place where she could sit while I went to buy food.
Did Shinohara-kun notice I was having trouble walking? He's always been subtly kind.
The place I asked her to wait was a little away from the crowd, but still visible to others. Ayame whispered happily to herself at that moment.
Huh? Isn't that Fujikawa-senpai? Huh? Ah, Riri-chan. It's been a while. It's been a long time, senpai. The last time we saw each other was after you graduated.
The one who approached Fujikawa was her high school junior, Riri Uchiyama.
You're wearing a yukata too, so you're here with someone, Fujikawa-senpai? Yeah, he's getting us some food right now. Is it your boyfriend? He's so sweet.
Then Uchiyama-san grinned mischievously at Fujikawa.
Wait, senpai? You have a boyfriend now? Well, why do you ask? Since we met here by chance, I'll tell you something. I wasn't really serious about Shinohara-senpai, you know? What? No way! You said you liked Shinohara. Well, I did think he was cool, but that's not it. I just didn't like you.
This was the truth I didn't know. Yes, the reason Fujikawa stopped talking to me was to support the love of her junior, Uchiyama-san, who was in the same club.
Fujikawa-senpai, I have a favor to ask. I really like Shinohara-senpai. Huh? Oh, really? Yes, I confessed to him recently. He hasn't given me an answer yet, but I think I have a chance. And Fujikawa-senpai, you're close with Shinohara-senpai, but I'm a little worried. I see. Alright. Then I'll stop interacting with Shinohara. I'm rooting for you.
This was the reason Fujikawa avoided me.
Riri-chan, you confessed to Shinohara for that reason? Oh, are you mad? Did I hit the mark? You liked Shinohara-senpai, didn't you, Fujikawa-senpai? Don't mess with me! If you got close to Shinohara for such a petty reason, I won't forgive you!
Fujikawa was more angry at Riri for using me than for being hurt herself.
Wow, scary. Your pretty face is ruined with that expression. It suits you though, senpai. That face of yours, why don't you show it to your boyfriend? Oh, is it that you don't want to introduce your boyfriend to a cute girl like me? Or you think he's too kind to be introduced to me, huh? How sad. That's not... You're kind of a loser, aren't you, Senpai? You have a decent reputation in beauty, but your kindness ruins it all. I've always hated that about you.
Needy hurling insults at Fujikawa, and then... Sorry to keep you waiting, Fujikawa. The line was so long because of the crowd, so I made you wait.
Shinohara-senpai, why are you here?
Why? Because I'm here at the festival with Fujikawa.
Shinohara-kun?
Until then, Needy Uchiyama had been having fun belittling Fujikawa, but the moment she saw me, she lit up with a smile.
So the one with Fujikawa-senpai was Shinohara-senpai? Wow! What a coincidence to run into you here.
Uchiyama-san, right? It's been a while.
You remember me. I'm so happy.
Well, you were pretty famous, in a lot of ways.
Famous? Oh, you're making me blush. Hey, Shinohara-senpai. How about we go around the festival together after this? Fujikawa-senpai just had something come up. And my friends left earlier, so I'm all alone now. What do you think? That's not...
Looking up at me with a sweet voice, Needy started getting closer, placing her hand on my chest. Fujikawa reached out, and noticing that, Sorry, but no thanks.
Why not?
Avoiding her attempt to get closer, I rejected her flatly. Standing next to Fujikawa, I looked down at the confused Uchiyama-san. You said Fujikawa had something to do? She didn't mention anything about that. I heard everything you said. And what was that about someone confessing to who?
That's...
I don't want any misunderstandings, so I'll say it now. Uchiyama-san never confessed to me.
Huh? Really?
Well, she did talk to me a lot, though. Uchiyama-san, you know, you have a pretty two-faced personality. It would be fine if it was a good contrast, but you look down on people way too much behind their backs. What do they call people like that? Oh yeah, an ugly personality.
Huh?
It's true what they say, a jealous woman is terrifying. You were jealous of Fujikawa, right? After all, Fujikawa is good at both academics and sports, has a great personality, and was called the most beautiful girl in school. I heard a bit about it. Before Uchiyama-san enrolled, there was some talk about a middle school Madonna coming to her high school. But when you didn't get the attention you expected because Fujikawa overshadowed you, you got pissed off, didn't you? She entered high school and everyone quickly lost interest in her, realizing she couldn't hold a candle to Fujikawa. She talked to many guys, so I thought I was just one of them. So that's what it was. At that, Uchiyama-san let out a big sigh. Then, as if she had decided to drop her act, she spoke with clear contempt.
So in the end, it's all about looks, huh? Fujikawa-senpai, you're beautiful after all. It's great being a beauty, isn't it? Just a little smile and everyone showers you with attention. I've always hated that about you, Fujikawa-senpai. Don't get full of yourself just because you're a bit prettier than others. Riri-chan?
Fujikawa's expression showed both sadness and frustration at Uchiyama-san's true feelings. Noticing the clenched fist at her side, I instinctively stepped in front of her to shield her. And then... What's this? Self-introduction?
What?
Her words were so ridiculous that I couldn't help but laugh. While Uchiyama-san stood there in shock, I continued. Oh, sorry. Just a delusion. The hypocrisy was so strong I got confused.
Well, what?
Well, I feel bad that you were compared and found lacking, but that's your own fault, isn't it? You change your attitude depending on the person, and hate putting in effort. Earlier, I mentioned that you were well known, remember? That's because people know you as someone who looks down on others, is selfish, and generally awful. Kind-hearted Fujikawa even defended you, pointing out your good qualities, but...
That's a lie! She's an important junior from the club. It's only natural to defend someone who's being bad-mouthed. You have good points too, you know. That's why I wanted to support your love. But it was all a lie, huh?
Fujikawa's tone sounded sorrowful as she spoke. I couldn't see her face, but I could imagine her smiling sadly. Then,
I admit, I felt a pang of regret earlier, but I'm not particularly mad at you for getting in the way. I did avoid Shinohara-kun, and it was rude, and our interactions faded because of that. But I made the choice to avoid Shinohara-kun, and I think our interactions would have ended even without you saying anything. I was just a kid back then. I think it just wasn't our time, because we were destined to meet again as adults.
she said that, looking at me shyly. Surprised, I quickly returned her smile.
Let's go. The yakisoba will get cold, and the chilled pineapple won't warm up.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Saying that, I approached Uchiyama-san and leaned in close to her ear. You should take a good look at your face in the mirror. It's seriously ugly.
Huh? Huh? What did you say?
Huh? Oh, just that she should stop being so mean.
Oh, okay.
I softened my words a lot, but in the broad sense, it was the same message, so I wasn't lying. Without thinking, our hands naturally intertwined. As we walked away, Uchiyama-san, whose legs had given out, just stared after us in shock.
Why?
After we left, Uchiyama-san returned home, but she couldn't stop thinking about what I had said, and she glanced in the mirror. What she saw was a face that had become ugly without her noticing. Whether she finally faced reality, or my words made her believe she was ugly, I don't know. What I do know is that she was indeed ugly.
No!
Character is reflected in the face. Will her face ever become beautiful again? After that, I walked with Fujikawa through the festival, slower than usual. The hand I could finally hold was smaller than mine.
It seems like we can get a good view of the fireworks from over there. Let's go.
Fujikawa pulled me along. Her hand trembled slightly, and I followed her with affection.
Shinohara-kun, about what we were talking about earlier, I'm really sorry for how I acted in high school.
Even though I found out in an unexpected way, I'm not mad. If anything, I'm grateful, because it made me realize I could never forget you.
Huh?
I thought I had given up, but when we met again, I realized my feelings hadn't changed. I've liked you since high school. I couldn't tell you back then, but I can say it now. Will you go out with me? Finally, I could express the feelings I couldn't back then. More time had passed than I had imagined.
I've liked you all this time too. The truth is, I wanted to talk to you more, but I was so nervous that I could only talk about tests.
Me too. I'm sorry for being so mean, only saying hurtful things. We're so much alike, aren't we?
Yeah, I can be honest now. I love you. I love you so much, Shota-kun.
There's a right time for everything. In high school, it wasn't her time yet. When Fujikawa started walking at the new dental clinic near the station, and I went there, that's when our time truly began. There's the sound of fireworks exploding. Fireworks lit up the sky in various colors, blessing our time together.